Will County was founded in the Illinois Prairie at the crossroads of several rivers. In the early days, fur traders recognized the advantage of travel from the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River and on to the Gulf of Mexico. Over the decades, the Will County economy has been steered by coal mining, limestone quarrying, and manufacturing. Farming continues to be an important commodity in much of eastern Will County. Today, Will County continues to grow and flourish with a wide variety of economic development. With our crossroads location, affordable housing, and excellent schools, it is no wonder why many families and businesses have chosen to call Will County home. Join us now as we explore another of the many facets of Will County at work with your host, Will County Executive Larry Walsh.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Will County at Work. I'm your host, Larry Walsh, and my guest today is Dr. Arvid Johnson, President of the University of St. Francis. Dr. Johnson will be informing us about the new campus that has opened up in downtown Joliet. Doctor, it's
Larry,
good to have you.
Good to be here.
A couple of years ago, I think it's been, we had an interview together after you were placed as the president of University of St. Francis, and that you've been here since?
Been here since June of 2013.
2013, okay.
So almost 2 years.
Being almost 2 years, yeah. Your anniversary's coming up pretty quick.
It is.
How time flies, huh? And we were at your office, and we talked a lot about your thoughts and ideas and what you saw in the future in regards to the University of St. Francis, a wonderful, wonderful educational facility in Joliet. And so have you been satisfied with progress so far?
I have. It's far more exciting to be talking to you today because now I really know what's going on, which is fun. And we've made a lot of progress over the last 2 years.
Well, you did a lot. You did a good job of knowing what was going on when we interviewed before. I mean,
thank
you definitely were prepared, and you definitely had a plan in your mind, and I think you have initiated a lot of that and have been successful in accomplishing a lot of that.
Yes.
And maybe we're here today in a place that you were envisioning that might
Absolutely.
happen.
I think the difference between the last chat and this chat is we've actually been doing things now. I had a plan,
yes,
and the university came together to identify certain strategic priorities, but what we've been focusing on now in the second year, my sophomore year, has been about implementing the plan and making progress as we build our presence both here in Joliet as well as in our other campuses across the country, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and in Florida as well. And so part of this has been implementing the plan to grow and continue to strengthen the university.
Enrollment for University of St. Francis up?
It is. It's solid enrollment. We're about 3,700 students. About 3,400 following traditional degree programs, and then about 300 doing certificates and things like that.
3,700 nationwide?
Nationwide.
Okay.
About 1,700 here in Joliet.
Okay, good.
And about 2,000 across the nation, many online.
And many online.
A good even mix between undergraduate and graduate degree programs.
One issue of the internet and computer and all that is the services that online education has really picked up, hasn't it?
It has, and what's really neat for us is we've been in online education for so long, and our programs are such a high quality that they've gathered a national reputation.
That's
so whether
great.
it's our undergraduate degree completion program online, or our MBA, or our Master of Arts in Teaching, or our Master of Science in Nursing, or our Doctor of Nursing Practice, we have a tremendous online reputation, and we have students from all around the country and even nations overseas who choose St. Francis because of our quality reputation.
That's remarkable. That's really great.
Now we're still proud to be here. And we've really been investing here as well.
Yeah, exactly right. We are very, very proud that you are here, and you definitely have been a major investor in Joliet, and you've been a major investor in downtown Joliet, and so your campus probably pretty much is filled up at home campus, right?
Yes, it is.
But you're planning on building a new building there too, aren't you?
We are.
A science building?
Yes, yeah, we're planning to break ground on a science building in spring of 2016 to have it ready for fall of 2017.
Okay.
Part of that will use existing facilities we have, and we have acquired some property around the campus that has allowed us to increase our parking, which is something that every university can never have enough parking. And so that's big for us. But we have a potential site for the science building, and we've actually engaged a architecture firm to come on and work with our science faculty to design the building that's going to give the interactions that students want. So I think we are going to do that.
I think the community have been very supportive of your improving the area around the campus and basically buying homes when they're available and changing them from residential into parking or more area for the campus.
They have. We have a great relationship with the Cathedral Area Preservation Association, and the neighborhood is great. They love to come on campus to see our student performances or the Joliet Symphony Orchestra. And they love the Christmas lights on campus. It's hard to talk about Christmas given that we're here in May, but just the opportunity to come and interact on campus. And so we're very pleased with the community.
You can't have enough of cooperation and getting along with the neighbors when you're on a situation there where you go late into the evening sometimes and sports programs and everything else. So let's direct our attention to what has happened with University of St. Francis in downtown Joliet.
Sure.
So under Dr. Vincent Guerra, programs were created down here at the Rialto building, and the arts, I believe it is. You want to expound on that a little bit?
Sure. It's all part of what we call our St. Bonaventure campus down here. We have our home campus, which we call our St. Francis campus, amazingly enough. We have the campus down here, St. Bonaventure, and then another one we can always talk about is our St. Clair campus up at the former Guardian Angel Community Services. We can talk about that. But in terms of the St. Bonaventure campus down here, you're right. It started with our presence at the Rialto, both our Art and Design Center, which are on the 3rd and 4th floor of the Rialto, and then the art gallery on the 1st floor, which was made possible through generous grants from Harrah's, and the Willcounty board really stepped up to support us to find a way to give back to the community. One of the things we've done with the art gallery this year is we've actually hired a curator to begin having programs in there so that the gallery is open 4 days a week during certain hours so folks can come in and see our student artwork and some of the other. We had a great Vatican art exhibit earlier in the fall. We want to make sure it's there for the community.
Boy, that's
but then
great.
The final piece of the St. Bonaventure campus came into being with our renovations of the Mode Theater, which is where we are meeting today.
That's right.
And what we call our Robert W. Plaster Free Enterprise Center here at the Mode Theater, which was a substantial, nearly $3 million renovation of this historic building that was made possible again through a generous partnership between the city, the Willcounty board, and quite honestly, BMO Harris, who donated the building to us a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's great. Collaboration is a wonderful thing, and when you all want to pull together, we can really have things to happen down here. So with how many students over at the Art Center?
Over at the Art Center, we typically have about 50 or 60 students during the course of a week. Here at the Plaster, we probably have 300 to 400 students a week coming through here, along with faculty and others. So, we've got a good 400 or 500 students a week in downtown Joliet.
Yes, exactly right.
And probably the neatest thing is, I will confess, when we first said we were going to move certain programs down here, there was a certain hesitancy saying, well, I don't want to go to downtown Joliet. Once students came into this building and saw not just the Art and Design Center, but saw the learning environments we have in this building. After our fall term, they said, we want more classes down here. And so we have more classes down here. The rooms are being utilized. We have shuttles running back and forth between here and the St. Francis campus every 10 minutes. And in fact, I think you see more of our shuttles running around downtown Joliet than just about any other kind of vehicle.
Than the Pace Bus.
And so it's a great opportunity, and we promote the university that way. But what's nice is some of the local businesses down here are intentionally reaching out to our students, and not just with discounts, but just trying to be friendly and welcoming to the students. And we appreciate that. The students are having a ball down here.
Absolutely. And a candy shop and popcorn shop right at the corner.
Absolutely, and we've got a couple of great restaurants down here.
Exactly
You
right.
know, one literally right next door that,
Right
that
next
really puts out its arms to our students, which is fantastic.
I was smelling the food.
Yeah, it
when
was good as I
walked
came
in.
in. You too. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there on the way out.
So, Robert Plaster, why that name?
Robert Plaster, a little bit of history about
Yes.
him is he's a philanthropist, or he was a philanthropist and entrepreneur. He passed away several years ago.
Right.
But what happened is he was the first in his family to go to college. And in the process of doing that, he worked very hard, a lot of different jobs, odd jobs, multiple jobs at the same time, to be able to put his way through college. He then went off and founded a number of very successful businesses. And when he got later in his life, he wanted to find a way to give back to higher education institutions. So he created the Robert W. Plaster Foundation. That foundation's purpose is to help students like our students. They're committed to first-generation students, and we still have over 60% of our freshman class each year is the first in their family to go to college, which is thrilling for us. These are great kids.
Yes.
And that foundation also wants students to serve and give back. Well, service and giving back is what St. Francis is all about. So when we reached out to the foundation to talk about opportunities, they were thrilled at the opportunity to partner with the University of St. Francis because our students and our philosophies really align well with them. As a result, the foundation made a significant six-figure gift in order for the right to name this the Robert W. Plaster Free Enterprise Center.
Wow.
And in fact, we had a dedication ceremony in early April, as you know, because you were here.
Yes, exactly right.
And it was really neat to welcome Mr. Plaster's daughter, who's now the executive director of the foundation, as well as his granddaughter here, as members of the USF family. So our USF, our Joliet, our Willcounty families have grown thanks to the support of this foundation out of Missouri.
Well, that is fantastic, but you always have to probably be on your toes looking out for those kind of foundations and stuff as the head of a major university. You're always looking for those kind of opportunities.
Part of my job is to ensure we have the resources to deliver the programs that we do.
So exactly what programs do we have here? Businesses, business classes. What's the curriculum that come out of this building here?
Two of our four colleges have programs here. Our College of Business and Health Administration and our College of Arts and Sciences both have programs here.
Okay.
Within the College of Arts and Sciences, our History and Political Science department is housed here. It's very close to the Joliet Area Historical Museum, so it's a great opportunity there. Our criminal and social justice programs are centered here, and with the state's attorney and the courts here and the law offices, it's great internship opportunities, which we think are absolutely fantastic. We also have our recreation, sports, and tourism management program here, including one of the neat spaces in this building, which is the BMO Harris Community Room, where we don't just have community programs, but everything for yoga classes and other things for our students as part of that program. So those are the three pieces from arts and science. From our College of Business and Health Administration, our transportation and logistics program is centered here because of its proximity to Centerpoint. And then probably the most exciting thing, at least for me, because I'm an old entrepreneurship instructor, is we have a business incubator based here on the very first floor of the center.
First floor. Yeah. And the business incubator, what does that actually, what's the function of that?
Well, sure. It's our outreach to the community and to give our students a practical learning environment. What we do is we provide, and we initially had 4 businesses in there, and now I think we're up to 8 businesses in the incubator, with facilities and access to kind of run their early stage day-to-day operations, to kind of get their businesses started up and moving without the need for them to find a physical location somewhere until they can afford it.
Great.
What's neat for us is our students and faculty members and staff can interact with them to not just help the businesses, but then provide a learning environment for our
Absolutely.
students. And probably the thing I'm most proud of, we love all the businesses there, but one of them is a student-owned business. We had 2 students who decided to start a student speaker bureau, and they're housed in the incubator. There's another business that won an award for the Bolingbrook Chamber of Commerce. So the incubator's having an impact not just in Joliet,
Wow.
but in Bolingbrook as part of Will
That
County.
is-
So
that is huge.
It's exciting, and University of St. Francis is one of the few schools to have a major in entrepreneurship, and this is great for our kids because as first generation in their family to go to college, they're more likely than not to go off and start a business of their own, maybe not from day one, but someday, and we're going to make sure they have the resources, the infrastructure, so they can start it in Joliet, in Will County, and stay here and help this community thrive.
And the issue of the criminal justice programs and that is why we are sitting in this beautiful courtroom that is a classroom, I imagine, at times too.
It is. This is what we like to call our mock trial courtroom.
Okay.
And the way it's set up in here is we can have class sessions over here
Yep.
to my
Yep,
left, your
yep,
right.
yep.
But it's actually set up to help our mock trial team prepare for case competitions.
Mm-hmm.
For years, the University of St. Francis mock trial team has done very well in competitions on a national level, competing against high-quality programs from around the country. And what we wanted to do was give them a signature space in which to practice for those mock trial competitions in a space that's real life and the envy of many Will County judges in here.
I imagine that. I was going to say that. Has Chief Judge Shane Stibb been over here?
A couple have. They've looked around and said, you know what, we could do worse than
Yes.
this.
Yeah. And when I see the plans that the new courthouse in downtown Joliet, right around the corner
Yep.
here from you, hopefully someday, that if I see a courtroom come out looking like this, I know
You'll know
where the idea came
Absolutely,
from. So,
absolutely. What makes this a different learning space, though, is we actually have a media room on the other side of the cameras from us, which allows the students to videotape their mock trials and then go
wow.
back and diagnose them
Yeah.
after the fact, saying, well, this worked, this didn't work, and that's kind of an exciting thing.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's a great learning space.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Arvid, this building is open 5 days a week, right?
is.
So, and classes here every day.
Yep.
So, and in regards to classes, do any of them come here directly for their classes? I mean, drive here or do you normally start the day over at the home campus and they shuttle down and shuttle back?
The answer is it depends. Because part of it is, for instance, if there is a freshman or sophomore level history class being offered here,
Yeah.
chances are that student is probably taking most of their other classes back on the St. Francis
yeah,
campus.
okay.
However, once you get in the upper level courses in criminal
okay.
social justice or history of political science, most of their classes would be here.
Could be here.
Students will come down and park in the parking garage next door or on the streets. A lot of them park on campus and then shuttle down too, which
Yeah.
is why the shuttles are moving so often.
That's great to see. That's great to see. So let's turn the clock back a little bit. And do you remember the Mode Theater being here?
No, but I'll bet you do. I wasn't as familiar with Joliet back then. I've been in Will County for years, but not,
Okay,
not
I
the
was
Moe
just
Theater.
wondering, yeah. Well, Mode Theater was one of the, right down here in this Van Buren Street, Chicago Street, we have the granddaddy of them all, the Rialto, and then the Mode, and then another one right over here on the east side of Chicago Street, the Princess, and some of the older people, older than me, would probably remember a couple more theaters further down on Chicago Street. But in the day when I was a much younger man and on the dating circuit, I can remember coming down and literally on a Friday night when a movie was coming in for the first show or Saturdays, lines waiting to get into the 7:30 show each theater basically, and they would be lined around the corner, and the Rialto over there normally, because it was the largest one, had the longest lines and stuff. But the Mode Theater presented an opportunity for young people and older people that come and for the young ones date, and inexpensive. I don't know how people take kids to shows now. I mean, it's unbelievable. But it was a great setting down here in downtown Joliet. And that was before the garages was here. Van Buren Street was open, and the lights we coming in from the south. The marquee on the Rialto, the lights, you could see them from when you were coming down the hill by Preston Heights. You could almost see them lighting up, and so I mean it was a great feeling of being in downtown Joliet, and back in those days on a Friday night there was a lot of hustle and bustle down here, just with families doing their shopping, and because almost every store that was down here, whether it was Lewis Brothers for shoes or Boston Store or whatever, stayed open till 9 o'clock, and so there was it was a really a busy time, and people that were shopping probably were upset with all these people wanting to go to the show and taking up all the parking spots. So, but it outdone its time, and but I'm so glad. This is an unbelievable way of living out its life again as a facility for St. Francis University, and providing a quality, excellent education for all the students that take advantage of it. And it's so good. It's so good to hear, Harvard, that actually they want to come here.
They do.
They want to come here and be involved. And now, hopefully, with another educational facility, Joliet Junior College, we are going to get that up and going, and it's going to be a major player also in downtown Joliet, that in the very, very near future, the number of students down here is going to be phenomenal. And if that's what it takes, and a new courthouse being built down here, and a few more businesses and restaurants coming in, if we have the foot soldiers down here, those businesses will come, and what a stimulus for the economy and the businesses down here. So,
well, thank you.
I appreciate you and the board, what you have done in doing that, and recognizing what we have, providing a great opportunity for a great education at a very moderate cost, in my opinion.
Thank you, and we're proud to be here. We realize that education can be an important dimension of economic development.
Absolutely.
But we also appreciate our history here, and I will tell you, in the student lounges on the second and third floor here, you will see movie posters up of shows that were shown at the Mode. You can go and check and see how many of them you recognize.
I'll check and see.
And hopefully they're the same ones Irene went to with you, because you know what?
No, I never took Irene.
Okay, all right, just for the record. Okay, all right. So then you won't get in trouble.
That was earlier in my teen years. So anyway, now I lost my train of thought. Let's talk about one more subject. You've got another project going on that you have that the University of St. Francis has purchased a property that used to be the Guardian Angels home out on Plainfield Road.
Yes, we did.
And so, if you feel comfortable, let's dive into a little bit of information from the Clare Center.
The St. Clair campus.
St. Clair campus.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, that one will come online even before the Science Building. The Science Building will be in fall of 17. our activity at the St. Clair campus in what we're going to call Guardian Angel Hall in recognition of the Guardian Angel
building. It was
building.
there for a long,
Absolutely.
over a century.
That's one of those, we could call it anything we want, it will always be Guardian Angel,
Yes,
so we're going to call it Guardian
that's
Angel
right.
Hall. The board has authorized an over $9 million investment to build a new home for our Leach College of Nursing over at Guardian Angel.
Wow, that's great.
And this will include room not just for additional students, but the facilities to support them. Everything from state-of-the-art classrooms to student lounges and exam rooms to skills labs where students can practice their nursing skills on dummies before we send them out into the real world. and actually, we'll have 2 skills labs there. We only have 1 right now. So we're going to double our skills labs. It'll also include 4 state-of-the-art simulation labs, and we only have 1 right now, so we're quadrupling that capacity. But those allow students to interact with computer-controlled dummies, so not just dumb dummies, but computer-controlled dummies that can present a variety of symptoms that students wouldn't necessarily see in their clinical trials. Because what you'll see when you're out in the clinicals will depend upon who's there. This will allow them to get a variety of experiences to really help us to provide the best quality nurses. And I'll say continue to provide the best quality nurses, because when you talk to the doctors and the hospitals in this area, people have nothing but great things to say about our St. Francis nurses and even the nurses from when we were the College of St. Joe's. I mean, that was our nursing school has a proud 80-plus year tradition.
Yes. And I've been in the facility over at home campus at St. Francis, and the dummies that they, and the computerized ones that you have to be on your toes to really outwit them.
They do,
and that's going to be great. How many nurses will that be able to educate on a semester basis?
Well, we should actually be able to increase the number of students by over 50%.
Okay, that gets you up to...
Well, if our College of Nursing is about 800 students right now between undergraduate and graduate, this will focus more on the undergraduate, but it'll probably bring in an additional 200 undergraduate nursing students, which is exciting.
That's great. Healthcare is such an unbelievable economic stimulus here in Willcounty, in Joliet, and it's great that we got facilities like this, because we can't find enough nurses.
No, and especially
there's a demand,
top quality nurses,
top quality,
absolutely.
and it's good pay, and benefits, it's a huge part of what we look at the Center for Economic Development. We look at as future businesses or educational classes and careers in nursing,
Right, and right now we turn away potential students every semester because we don't have room for them.
Is that right?
And we will be adding additional students. We're also going to be adding additional faculty and staff positions to grow the College of Nursing. So there will be additional economic impact from that too.
Payroll and everything else.
We're excited about it.
Exactly right.
It's a great opportunity for us to invest in a signature program.
So that investment at the Guardian Angels home is going to be over $9 million.
Yes. Yeah.
And what you did down here,
just under $3 million.
Under $3 million. And I remember the day we were up at Lewis College waiting for the governor, and brought you a check of a little over $1 million, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was to help to reimburse some of the costs here.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
We absolutely love that ICAP program. We'd love to see it continue in some fashion.
Don't hold your breath.
I know. I just had to say that.
We would love to see a lot of those programs.
Absolutely.
They're great programs that bring a lot of opportunity for people, for students, and so University of St. Francis has been a real shot in the arm here in the Joliet, Will County area in the investment they have made in their university, and so all those things add up to positive things. So
thank you.
Well, Arvid, it's been great to having another opportunity to sit and talk with you. You're a great guy and doing a great job. A lot of people have talked about you as the new president, and very, very happy with the decision of the board that you are the president now, and we continue. And you're only a young guy yet, so you can be here for a long time.
I hope to. I'm hoping I will get a contract renewal, and that I will be here for many years to come. I love Joliet. I love Willcounty.
Yeah.
I've been a resident here for many, many years.
Yes.
And
are you still a board member on the Lincoln Way High School Board District?
High School Board, yes.
Okay.
My term will end in April of 17.
Okay. Well, that's great. How do you find the time to be there too?
It's tough.
It's tough.
But you make time for what's important.
Exactly right. The people that are the busiest always find time to do something else for their community, and it always works that way. And you're a pillar of the community in that regard. I'll tell you.
Coming from you, that means a lot. I appreciate that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.